Beirut, Lebanon this morning. Right now, Israeli forces are sending in additional troops today, targeting Hezbollah terrorists in the neighboring nation. Joining us now is Caroline Glick, International Affairs Advisor to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you for your time. I know you just had to take cover, as you do, in Israel right now because of air raid sirens, so I appreciate you joining us. I want to talk about Lebanon here, but first there are some developments in the Strait of Hormuz, and there's reluctance from U.S. and Israeli allies to send in ships to support the efforts there to try to get things reopened. Are you surprised by that? And what is the message from Israel on that reluctance?
I think we're disappointed about it. There's also just an update that actually a UAE tanker was just able to traverse safely the Straits of Hormuz. So I know that we're trying to work with the United States to assist their efforts in order to open the straits. Obviously, President Trump believes that it's a role and responsibility of the countries that are actually receiving their oil from the Straits of Hormuz, which doesn't usually include much of the U.S. oil and gas supply, to be more active in keeping it open for their own good. But so it's disappointing, obviously, when they don't step up to advance their own interests, to secure their own energy security. But we have a very strong alliance with the United States. We have a very strong partnership, and we remain seized in the goal together of ending Iran's ability to use its maritime terrorism, in order to undermine world oil and gas markets and undermine really the world economy.
Without that support from other nations and the U.S. and Israel focused on keeping things moving through the strait, what are some of the options on the table to target Iran and put more pressure on them to do that?
Well, we're looking at a lot of options. Obviously, the United States is leading in this effort. They have the mighty American Navy on this, and we're here in a much more of a supportive role. We're doing everything that we can with our comparative advantages in order to assist the United States in securing this very important international waterway.
The airport in Dubai was the most recent strike near the airport. Iran is targeting Arab nations across the Middle East. What do you interpret that strategy and message to be?
Look, I mean, Iran is the neighborhood and really the world terrorist, not just a bully. All that they do is terrorism, right? Whether it's maritime terrorism, as you see in the Straits of Hormuz, or whether it's missile terrorism. They're shooting basically the missile version of cluster bombs at Israel, so that they have multiple little bomblets that separate from the missile and go off in different locations to try to maximize terror and destruction and death. And so they're doing that as well in the Arab countries, and they're trying to basically bomb these countries into submission and terrorism, but it's not working. I think that what we're seeing more and more from the Gulf states is a renewed determination to support the United States and even Israel in our joint efforts to secure the world from this menace, from this horrible regime, from the Iranian regime.
Finally, Caroline, Israel is fighting a war on two fronts. You've got Iran, but you also have Iran's terror proxy, which is Hezbollah in Lebanon, and we're seeing those more recent strikes there. How would you characterize that second battle?
I mean, I think it's important to note that we can't accept the kind of aggression that we've been seeing from Hezbollah, really, since it was established by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps in 1982. We can't have that on our border any longer. They're moving their Radwan terror forces south of the Litani River towards the borders with Israel, and that's just something that we're not going to accept. And that's why we're moving our maneuver forces into Lebanon to push them away from the border and to eradicate this threat to our communities, to our territories, to our citizenry. So we just are going to put a stop to that. We're done.
Does that mean, as I interpret that, does that mean boots on the ground, Israeli boots on the ground in Lebanon to push Hezbollah out?
Yeah, it does, including my son. But yep, we have to take care of this, and that's just how it goes. You can't push everything away from the air. You can do a lot, but some things you just have to do on the ground.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.